Hey everybody, it's Jason Blaha here, and this morning I thought I would put up one of Brittany's accessory workouts, and she does 2 or 3 of these every week, just kind of depending upon our schedule, and this is just her extra volume hypertrophy work. Now until we get her sumo deadlift where we want it and her box squats, which will eventually get over to normal squats, we're not really filming those at the moment for publication. We are keeping our own documentation of them, but a lot of this, what she's doing today, we're working on range of motion, mobility. I didn't get it in this particular clip as well as some of the others. You can see it. She's wearing her really tall boots. These boots have about 1.5 inches heel. They're actually pretty awesome boots, by the way. There's some kind of Doc Martens that go up about 6 to 8 inches up her calf a bit. You can't really see it with those on. But they're really tall Doc Martens. And we're doing this to get her deeper on some of this stuff because, again, mobility and hip mobility has been a major issue for her. Now, some people are noting her quads are actually growing. And yeah, we can see it on some of these depending on the angle. When she's in these yoga pants, her thighs look bigger. And that's a lot of what we're doing. We're doing very, very high frequency with a fair amount of volume without a lot of intensity right now for her lower body. She is training her legs up to 5 days a week. In addition to cardio, like today she did an hour of cardio after she got home from doing this. Now she is actually gaining a little bit of weight right now. We are doing kind of a clean bulk for her. Since she's been doing this again, she's been gaining about 1 pound a week, a little over 1 pound a week. And as we can see, she's still looking lean, and all this volume and extra stuff is really helping. And we're putting that weight where we want it, which is going to be her quads and her glutes. So again, all the sumo pulling she's doing, box squats, leg press, because again, we can't quite get her to a normal squat. And again, some stuff we've had to do. We were rehabbing some of that before, but then she had to take some downtime and stuff from training, and it really interfered with all of that, all of our work. And so we're rebuilding all of that. And keep in mind, Brittany is middle-aged, and obviously, guys, I'm 40 years old. I'm probably not going to have a 25-year-old girlfriend. There's just the real world. She's younger than me, but you know, she's middle-aged. And again, due to the nature of her work and stuff, shoulders and everything else get beat up. So she's been doing this right now to build her lower body back up, and that's what we're doing. This is lower body specialization. And someone would ask me, you know, hey, if you have something that you really need to specialize, it's a weak point, how often should you train it? Like 5-6 days a week. If it really and truly is a weak point, it's going to constitute 80% of your gym time. And if something isn't worth spending 80% of your gym time on, it probably isn't a major weak point in the sense that you think it is. In her case, her upper body, shoulders, and everything develop really, really fast. Her legs, not so much. Particularly quads and glutes. Her hamstrings always develop really well. So this is taking some extra work. We're specializing on this for a little while. Once we get this where we want it, and we're hoping another month or so of this, we'll be able to go to a more balanced routine. She'll be lifting about 4 days a week, 3 to 4 days a week when we do that. And we're kind of formulating some ideas now, but in the meantime, she's doing all this specialization. And because we're trying to rebuild squatting and deadlifting for her, that's why we're doing all of this extra volume here. We're trying to put meat in places that we need to bring up to improve her squats and her deadlifts. And right now, that's quads and glutes. So that's why we're doing all these kettlebell deadlifts. And you guys will notice she did 6 sets today of these. A lot of times we do 4 or 5. We're increasing on this. That's the heaviest kettlebell in this particular gym. We have another gym we go to that has a heavier kettlebells, but it's one of those gyms where we don't film. So it's not really an option to do that there. But here, what we're doing, because that's the heaviest kettlebell we have, we're just adding sets. We're just adding sets. And so that's what she's doing. She did 6 sets of this today. But it felt really, really easy. And she's almost like, should I do another set? I'm like, no, let's go ahead and leg press, because we can always deadlift on your next workout with a normal sumo deadlift and actually go a little heavier, because we're kind of alternating that. So again, she's going deeper due to those boots. Added an extra set, so that's technically a PR in terms of workload done, and that's what we're looking for. It's all about workload. Now, I've tried to explain to her, because she was saying, oh man, should I increase the leg press? I told her, yeah, let's throw another 50 pounds on it. She's like, oh my God, that's a lot. And I'm like, no, it really isn't. People need to realize leg press, every 4 pounds counts as about 1 pound, meaning in my experience, most people can leg press 4 times what they squat. Now, a lot of people are going to be like, oh, no, you're full of it, because I can't leg press 1,000 pounds and I can squat 250. I promise you, you probably can't squat 250. You might think you squat 250. Bury it ass to grass, pause with it for a 1 count at the bottom with your hips below your knees and squat back up. And if you can do that with 250 and you tell me you can't leg press 1,000 pounds for a couple of reps, I'm going to laugh at you. I am going to laugh at you at that point because I don't know what to tell you. If you leg press for a week, you'll probably be strong enough to do it. You just probably have never done the exercise. And that's just the reality of it. That's the reality of it. Leg press is a show-off exercise. So when we did that, we did this first set, and I'm like 10 reps with the one blade aside, and then we threw the other 50 on. And she went to do it. She's like, it barely felt any heavier. She's like, I was able to do my 10 reps. It was a little harder. It was a little more challenging, but she noted, yeah, it wasn't overly difficult. Like I noticed it, but not much. So she's still able to hit the same number of reps. Again, that should tell you something. That's an extra 50 pounds. You guys honestly think 50 pounds on a leg press really is 50 pounds? Of course not. Of course it's not. Not in terms of actual work you have to do. Even people would say, well, it's half that. No, it isn't. Because if it was another 25 pounds for a girl her size, you guys got to keep in mind, Brittany's not that big. And she's not that strong. All right, we're talking about someone who can't squat 135 right now. Put that in perspective. She squats less than 135. Telling me that if that was actually the equivalent of 25 pounds added, that she'd just crank out the same number of reps with no problem? Of course not. She's able to do 10 reps with the slide plus the, 1.5 plate aside. So come on, guys. But the point is, that's a PR. We put another 50 pounds on there for the same number of reps after adding an extra set. Adding an extra set on the kettlebell deadlifts. And as you guys can see, I mean, things are coming along nice. You guys notice she still has triceps. We haven't done any tricep work or pressing for about 3 weeks. She just hasn't felt like it. Right now, it's not essential. We'll go back to doing some of that later. We get on a more balanced routine. Maybe if she decides she wants to improve the big 3 and have a decent total, we'll start working on more pressing again. We'll probably start doing a bench and overhead press for her every week in that case. But right now, lower body's a priority. You know what? It's not like dealing with men. Women don't actually care if they lose 1/8 of an inch off their arms. They really don't. Most women don't, who aren't trying to be bodybuilders. If it lets them focus more on the areas they want to bring up, and right now that booty and the quads, if it lets them focus on that, they don't care. Something to remember, guys, when you're dealing with chicks or you're trying to train your girlfriend or your wife. Keep that in mind. They're not overly worried about arms unless they really and truly are worried about arms. And again, her upper body develops really easy. So now we're doing our lat pull downs, and she is getting some arm work there. That still works her biceps, but the main thing is we want to keep pulling strength up. We want to keep her rear delts strong. And I just ordered a whole new set of bands. I lost my other ones and I can't find them, so that we can do more rehab stuff at home, because I'm going to be doing a lot more of that now that I'm bench pressing again. And after pulling a trap while doing push presses clean and press over a month ago whenever I did it, yeah, I definitely need to be paying attention to this stuff. So we're going to be doing a lot more band work at home. And I just ordered a pair set. We should have them in a couple of days. So yeah, we've got to work on all that stuff for her. And then of course it keeps her lat strong for her deadlift. Now, some people say, like, why don't you have her do a pen lay row? Mainly because right now she does standing work at least 5 days a week. I feel like just for her overall recovery, this is where we have to balance in axial loading. I love axial loading exercises. I think they are the way forward. I think at least half your work in the gym should be a standing exercise with your spine compressed. I just feel that way. At least half, if not more. However, when you're doing a fair amount of volume, there are limits. It will impact your recovery. In her case, she's doing some form of deadlift every day. And we're doing box squats at least 2 days a week. I just feel like it would be overkill for her right now to be doing any sort of standing rowing. It just would. We do plenty of core work. We do tons of standing work right now. It's just not necessary. Now, will we eventually get over back to it? Probably. She likes pin lay rows. She's good at pin lay rows. And when we start doing them again, I expect it'll carry over to her deadlift. But for now, it's just not going to happen. So we did these 3 sets of 10, which is our norm right now. We do that twice a week for her back, just to keep everything strong, keep all those pulling muscles strong, keep her rear delt strong, and her lats. And then we do our standing crunches. Now, a lot of people, when you come to the standing crunches that we do, some other people inform me, actually Johnny Candido, who most of you guys know is a IPF world level power lifter who's had his own YouTube channel. I don't know if he's still doing videos again at the moment, but this is what he prefers also, and I just found that out. This is his preferred ab exercise. You guys want a stronger deadlift, you want to be stronger in general in your core, and you want it to carry over to your big lifts, standing ab work. Now, how often do we do it? Every workout. I occasionally, on a bench press day right now, I'm not doing it, but I personally do standing crunches at least 3 days a week. Brittany does them every time we're in the gym. So about 5 days a week for her right now, at least 3 for me, sometimes 4. So yeah, core strength. Fantastic core exercise. It also stretches the hamstrings. It's great active recovery for the hamstrings. It's a core exercise that ends up being extremely useful in your full body workouts. Because again, you're getting a lot of hip flexor, getting a lot of hip involvement. You're engaging most of your core, all your abdominals, obliques, all of that are getting worked. Do them. They even work your grip. Because if you've been doing other lifts and your grip is fatigued, your grip will actually get worked doing this. Again, anything that builds more grip so you can throw those stupid ass straps away. It's the way to go. All right, guys, but that's really all I have to say on that today. I hope it's been informative, and I will talk to you guys next time.